So, what's your thoughts? We pretty much done most all the trails out at Painted Hills.
I like it. It's like I said before, it's a lot of up and down. It's a little bit of everything. There's some nice wide open areas that are smooth, where you can go a little faster. There's some rocky technical areas, lots of twists and turns, and it's nice.
All right. So, Billy, tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey getting to where you are as far as a endurance runner. I think you qualify as an endurance runner.
I think so.
Yeah. What are a couple of the runs you've just done recently?
This year I haven't raced. Well, this year and most of last year, because of the pandemic, so there wasn't a whole lot of racing going on. But basically, I changed my goals and just started setting challenges for myself. Early last year, right after they shut everything down, I did what is called the Tucson 555. So it's the 5 prominent mountain ranges around Tucson, the highest peak in each one over 5 days. So it was one peak each day. We did Micah the first day, Wasson the second day, Lemon was the third day, and then the fourth day we did Keystone Peak, and then Wrightson was on the final day.
So in my head, I'm counting 25,000 feet of vertical?
About 22, yeah.
22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer was pretty much, everything was shut down, so then in October, I went up and did my first rim to rim to rim at the Grand Canyon.
Wow.
Which was pretty epic. And,
how long did that take?
It was actually kind of a slow day, so it was right around a little over 16 hours.
So there's a lot of people right now struggling because they're lacking motivation, because they're driven by the race. What's your thoughts about that?
Personally, I think that people should just set personal challenges, go out and chase those. You don't need to get a finisher's medal or a t-shirt or anything like that. Just go out there and do some bucket list stuff, create your own challenges, and go out there and achieve them.
Bucket list for Billy. Billy's bucket list. Dun, 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 dun.
Actually, I did it last year. I've been wanting to do rim to rim to rim forever, and we finally got out there last October, and we did it, and it was pretty incredible.
So now that you've done that, what else is on the list?
Well, we're going to do rim to rim to rim again, but one of the other things that I'm thinking about is going for the fastest known time for the Tucson 5, which is basically the 555, but all done back to back to back with no stopping in between.
That's 23,000 feet of climbing in how many miles?
Actual running trail time is about 80 miles.
Okay, that's doable.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let me know. I'll come out and try and video you. I'll catch you on the last peak when I can maybe keep up.
Unfortunately, it'll probably have to wait till the fall, because one of the trails is actually still closed because of the fires.
Okay.
So.
Which one's that?
Romero.
Okay.
So we use Romero to go up Mount Lemon, and since it's still closed and it's not going to be open for I think another 2 or 3 months, so by then it's too hot. So we're going to put it off till hopefully in the fall sometime, and try and get out there and do it.
All right. What do you think of that, running downhill for a marathon on Mount Lemon?
I guess if it's a goal to do, I'd rather run up it personally. And I understand a lot of people use it to chase their Boston qualifiers, but to me that's just kind of, I don't know, in a way it's kind of cheating,
It's funny, everybody has I've been interviewing a lot of people, and everybody else who runs on a regular basis is like, no,
yeah,
that's just crazy.
Yeah.
And that's coming from people who do rim to rim to rim,
yeah.
Which I think is,
well, I mean, at least rim to rim to rim, you're on a somewhat soft surface. So your body, I mean, it takes a pounding, but not nearly as bad as coming, 26 miles downhill on pavement. Even doing RAT, my recovery time was extended quite a bit, because just from the beating from the pavement, after about mile 30, your body, your feet and your ankles and your knees just start talking to you.
Right. What is your favorite trail in Tucson?
Oh man, there's so many of them. I love Wrightson. You can't beat the views at the top. Another one of the great views at the top, it's a little shorter, is Wasson Peak, which is really nice, and there's several ways to go up that. I think pretty much everybody says Phone Line, just for the same reasons. You just got incredible views the whole time. But Tucson just has so many. It's really, they all have their own little aspects, you know. So
Do you have a go-to nutrition on these runs?
you know, one of the big things I had to change up was my nutrition when I went to ultra running from triathlon, because triathlon you're basically, you know, you spend the whole day on a liquid diet, whether it's, you know, liquid calories or gels or whatever. And in ultra running, the aid stations, I mean, it's a smorgasbord, you know, of real food. You know, you got potatoes and you got tortilla wraps with, you know, bacon and avocado and you know, just candy and stuff like that, which
You just described Joe Plassman's aid stations.
exactly. I've been through that one a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so it's just, you know, it took a little adjusting, but now that, you know, I've done it, I enjoy it. And now I generally carry with me, I'll take like fig bars or, you know, just actual food with me when I run. I like Kind bars; those are really good on the trail, as long as it's not too hot, because then they melt. But but yeah, just generally I try and stick with real food now. And I mean, I still carry one or two, just like if I like start the bonk and I really just need some quick energy. But other than that, just stick with real food now.
Can you describe the difference in the cultures between the triathlon and the endurance trail running?
The biggest thing I've noticed is triathlon changed over the years. When I first got into it was, you know, well, over 30 years ago, it was a real small, close-knit group of people and super friendly, and everybody trained together and you know, did everything together and got along, you know. And trail running is like that now, because it's still kind of a small, you know, group, and so it's you know, it's real inviting, real friendly. You know, I remember the first time I showed up at one of the Tucson Trail Runners runs, it was, even though I didn't know anybody there, it was just like family. You know, everybody greeted you and was friendly and welcomed you in. And that was one of the things I started missing about triathlon, was it just kind of got so big, it got less, you know, it got more cliquish, I guess, you know, where people kind of didn't bond together like they did in the original days, you know. And so that was one of the things that kind of drove me out of it. But like I said, trail running is a lot like triathlon was in the early days.
Anything else that as a message that you'd like to share?
Just get out there and enjoy the trails. There's so many of them in Tucson, and there's such a small percentage of people who've actually been out on them and seen the stuff. And you know, it's just it's so diverse out here. You know, you can go up into the mountains, you've got the desert in the lower areas, and everything in between. So it's just, you know, it's really nice out. Get out and enjoy before the sun beats us down.
All right, Billy Oliver, thank you very much for your time this morning. No and safe running.
Thank you.
Take care.